Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the final review, the round 27. Yeah, I was thinking it was round 26. No, round 27, the last round. Round 27 review. The final of the season, the last regular season action till we move into the finals this week, which it's shaping up to be an interesting final series, I will say. But yeah, we'll go through the final team, how we finished up. Unfortunately, I was, like I said last week, it had been a very mediocre, below average season all round. Just some mistakes, some bad luck. We just couldn't get much going in the way of momentum, that's for sure. But I felt like we were finally starting to get a little bit of a roll on. We had some trades, we had good depth. Coming into the back end of the season, I thought, we can make a respectable finish to the year. Unfortunately, last week really was a bit of that was the final nail in the coffin for that little pipe dream. And the final round here, not terrible. I mean, we scored 1275, which was an okay rank, and we still dropped a few spots, so we did finish a 5,100 overall, which not ideal at all. Just, yeah, the last couple of rounds, and that's what can happen. That's what can happen. It just wasn't meant to be this season. It wasn't meant to be. I was hoping for a big couple of rounds. It would have been good. It would have been great just to finish the season on a high. Just couldn't quite get it going. And just honestly, two players really cost us both weeks. Last week it was Dylan Brown. This week it was the main one, Jerome Hughes. Like, having Jerome Hughes really separated the 1200s to the 1500 guys. And both weeks we didn't have the guy that went absolutely crazy. So let's go through the team. Let's see how we shaped up. It's a bit of a, I don't know, it's all over the shop this week. There's some good scores, there's some terrible scores. The front end is absolutely diabolical. Fucking Robson, dude. Oh boy, oh boy. Robson with a 36. Did he play? He played almost the full 80, I think. What did he play in this one? Yeah, he played 72 minutes this game. He did get a light spell at the end. I thought he looked pretty good. I thought he was going to score a few more than 36, but yeah, unfortunately, just not quite the base. He had a couple of attacking opportunities, but couldn't quite get like a line break or a line break assist. He was close to a couple of attacking plays, didn't quite eventuate. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about doing two videos. I might just do one video, like, wrapping up the season after this, like, video. And I wanted to go through, like, every position and sort of give, like, my sort of roundup of the position, sort of looking to the future of, like, sort of tips to just remind myself, like, what we did right, what we did wrong, and so what we can sort of look towards for next year. Now, obviously, it changes year on year, right? Like something you did this year could have worked, and then next year it won't work. Like, it's not a fucking black and white science, but we'll go through it. And honestly, I felt like we did okay with the dummy halves. Robson was just a really solid 60-point average. He finished with a 60 average, which is good. It's just the fact that he really tapered off, and it was around the origin time. He didn't back up. He started getting restings, and the points really dipped off. And then the flip side, the only other dummy half that really did much, well, two, I guess, Jacob Little came from the clouds and started going bonkers, but Harry Grant finally started to kick into gear, and he was the guy that really sort of started to make people pay that didn't own him. And yeah, I mean, looking back, we probably should have just bit the bullet and got Grant into the side, but I felt like not using the trade in the dummy half was the right decision. It just yeah, it's a bit unlucky. I feel like it was a bit unlucky. Robson just started getting like fewer minutes. He was getting rested, and just the base sort of dried up. He had a couple of good scores in and amongst it, but a 36 is not what you want to finish. I mean, every other dummy half was fucking shocking. Like Coruscant was similar. He really dipped. Reed Marnie was good to start, but he dropped off a cliff. He had a couple, I don't know, he had a couple of good scores lately, but yeah, he dropped off. Who else? Damien Cook, I think he dropped a bit. Like a lot of the popular or like high scoring guys did dip. It was mainly Harry Grant that really sort of cost people at the end. And then Jaden Brayley. Thankfully, once again, our boy Brayley decided to score well when we didn't play him. I said I was very tempted to play Brayley over Robson. I didn't. Obviously, it only cost 10 points. And that was the reason I didn't end up playing Brayley, was just the fact that he just gets so few attacking points that I thought Robson is probably more likely to jag a try or a try assist or a line break. Didn't happen. Brayley, he had good base, but obviously, he got 46 points. It's just annoying that he scored literally in like the last few weeks. He actually scored pretty well, and I didn't play him for any of those points, which is a bit of a pain, but we took the 50-50. We went for the potential of Robson, but it is what it is. The front row also diabolical, so obviously Payne Haas out. It is what it is. Samuel Afainu, 34 points. This one stings because I thought Finu was actually pretty damn good. In a well-beaten team, he looked really dangerous. Again, like there was so many, like just so close to being like a line break. I can't believe he only scored 34 points. I thought he was actually pretty damn good in this game, but one of those matches where the points didn't quite level out to the performance. I thought he was pretty solid, and he was so close to a couple of attacking upside points, line breaks or offload, stuff like that. But yeah, didn't quite happen for Finu. And then Josh Curran, 33 points. I probably should have taken the punt and played Henry. The fact that Penrith didn't rest any of their fucking players, I still can't believe in that final game. I ended up just playing Curran just for the solidness. Again, Curran, he didn't play many minutes, so 33 was just shocking. Henry banged out 51 points. I don't even know how many minutes did Henry play. I feel like he didn't actually play that many more minutes, which he's just a PPM monster. He played 37 minutes, which is like, I mean, look at the fucking points. 31 minutes, 42, 26 minutes, 41, and then 37 points, 37 minutes, 51. I mean, the minutes, like, I think taking the punt on Curran was fine. It just, yeah, maybe I should have taken the punt on Henry playing a few more minutes and just the PPM being out of control. But, oh well, it is what it is. The front row, the dummy half, just the front row. We'll definitely have a bit to talk about in the front row, I think, when we do that discussion. Again, I don't think there's any, like, definitive thing. Again, we got a little screwed over. The fact that Payne Haas literally got injured the week we brought him in. If Payne Haas was playing, like, the games that he was out, it would have been a lot different. But that's Supercoach. You get injuries, you get suspensions, you gotta work around it. But, yeah, the front row, dummy half, not good this week. The back row was actually very, very good. So Angus Crichton, 89 points. Eli Katoa, 79 with the fucking sin bin. I gotta be honest, that Melbourne Storm game was extremely frustrating. It was, oh my god, dude. Oh, it was very frustrating. I mean, I knew the Bronx were gonna get flogged. It is what it is. Obviously, I'm a Bronx fan. But I only had Eli Katoa. Jerome Hughes going absolutely insane. Thankfully, I mean, Harry Grant got a ton. Cameron Munster, I don't know what he finished on. It wasn't too amazing. Silva Longo, he'd be pretty salty if you brought in Falongo because he was on track for a big score. I mean, we talked about it that he hasn't quite shown the ceiling yet in, quite a few games at fullback, 80-minute performances, but he's on like 70 points after, what did he play, like 50 minutes, somewhere like that? He missed quite a bit of game time, so that was a game where he was on track to really break the ceiling and go big for people that brought him in, but unfortunately not the case for Sua in that one. But yeah, just watching Hughes be a part of goddamn everything, man. I couldn't believe it. And then Ali Katoa. So, a couple of things. Ali Katoa then getting sin bin, which I was like, come on, man. He's the only player I've got in the game. And he's going to get fucking sin bin. Are you kidding me? And then I had like a pretty good multi on that game. And usually, like, I don't get too upset with betting, right? Like, betting, it is what it is. It's a bit of fun. I try not to take it too seriously because it does ruin NRL games. I feel like people take betting like... They spend more money than they should, let's be real. But I had a good multi going, and all I needed was Sean Bloor to fucking score. And Tyron Wishart, straight through, he has Sean Bloor on his outside. The Broncos, disgusting defensively. I was like, you beauty. We've got it up here. I don't really care. Whatever. Supercoach wise, NRL wise, we got a good multi going. That'll make my night. But no, Adam Reynolds does nothing all game, can't defend at all. None of the players can, but he does decide to put in a little bit of effort to get back and ruin my multi. So thank you, Adam Reynolds. I appreciate that one. Again, just fucking plucked it out of Boar's fucking mitts. Oh, dude, that was I mean, that just topped off the night right there. But it was a bit. I mean, that's one of those ones you just laugh at. It was like, come on, really? Everyone else scores. But it is what it is. And then Hamoli Olaquatu, again, didn't quite hit the ceiling, but 77 you'll take. Britton Nickera, 137. Boy, oh boy. He is one trade that we were very, very happy with. We brought him in after he got that original big score. What did he get? I think it was the 120. It must have been the 120 when everyone brought... Like, a few people brought him in early, but he was pretty bog average to start the season. Like, his base was a bit down. He wasn't getting in the attack. He got that 120, and a lot of people were bringing him in. I was a little hesitant, I'm not going to lie. I mean, they had the bye, and then round 17, people brought him in. And I was hesitant for sure. I was like, really? Am I going to bring him in after he's just gone massive? But they had such a good draw coming up. Like, they covered the next bye. It was a good play. It was a good trade in for people that needed numbers and a potential option. And he's just gone crazy. Like 79, 92, 96, a couple of 40s, and people got a little spooked. And quite a few people traded, but then he decided to go 96, 74, 98, 51, 137. So very, very nice from Britton Nickera right there. One very good trade we made. Bo Fermor, we didn't end up playing, but he scored 51. So, he's been... Bo Fermor, man, sensational. I missed out on a couple of good scores just with depth and playing other players, but I kept him for the whole season, which I did not think I would be doing with how he started, but he turned into a really rock-solid performer. Like, he was sensational. Switching down to centre wing for a bit, put him back to second row. He was a mainstay, and he did a great job for us. Dave Fafita was a late out. That was fine. I was pretty happy with it. Then we move into the halves. So Dylan Brown, again, that's Supercoach, baby. I didn't play him last week when he got his big 160. Obviously was going to play him this week against the Tigers. He was looking pretty good. He was looking sharp. He was running the footy. He was on track for not a 150 or anything, but he's on track for getting up around 80 plus to a ton potentially, I reckon. And then, of course, he injures himself getting across for a covering attempt at a tackle. So, the Supercoach gods, man, just were not in our favour in this one. Because what did he went off 52 minutes in. So he was on track for a good score, but... Unfortunately, not to be. And I mean, having him a halfback, like, and Jerome Hughes going like 190, like, yeah, you miss out on some points there. At 5'8", Lockie Galvin, again, one of the mainstays. We didn't start with Galvin, but we brought him in like as soon as he was getting the job as a cheapie, and I mean, he turned into a 650k plus 60 average 5'8", like sensational. He scored 75 in this one. When the Tigers got pumped, he was still on everything. He was attacking. He was looking great. What can you say? Lockie Galvin, what a gun. What a gun. He's probably going to be one of these guys, Galvin, that like everybody would have owned this year, but you're probably never going to, I don't know, maybe you own him in the future, but he's going to be like, what, like he's going to be similar price to he is now, maybe a little bit cheaper, I'm not too sure, but he's going to be expensive, and he's probably, I don't know, is he a guy that you would ever really pay up for like that? Rookie season, there's a lot of second-year syndrome with players. We'll see how he goes next year. But yeah, he was a sensation this year. So great to see. Great player to have in the side. And then our centre wing. So another disappointing little effort here. Val Holmes, 87. We will take that. Scored a sensational try. What a... Dude, he's so fucking good to watch, man. I love Val Holmes, man. Like, he moves so well. Like, he's so smooth. Like, the try he got, the little kick, the little chip and chase, like, how fucking good is he to watch? Like, just the way he does things. You know, a lot of players, if they did that little chip and chase, right, they catch the ball with two hands and probably, like, try to step, or they run into the fullback and get tackled, try to pass it maybe. But he just, the way he moves, he already stepped before he caught it, takes it one. Oh my God. I could watch that all day, man. Like, it's just so good to watch. The way he moves before he even catches the footy. He does it better than anyone, honestly. Off passes as well. He's a freak. But yeah, finished great. 87 points. A lot of people were worried about playing him. I mean, I felt pretty confident against the Doggies. Like, I know... I don't know. Is Stephen Crichton a little overrated? I think Stephen Crichton's a little overrated, if we're being honest. Don't get me wrong. I think Crichton is very, very good. I'm not trying to say he's not good. But people acting like... Oh my fuck, dude. People are actually talking about him being like an immortal and just like the greatest centre to ever play the game. I'm just like, he's just not. He's just not. He's very good. He's very good. But he has games like that. But we'll leave it there. I think he's good. I'm not trying to say he's not a good player. He's done some great things in his short career, but my God, he is genuinely very overrated, in my opinion. Kale Ero, 62. He also got sin bin, didn't he? Did he? Or was that last week? It was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, you got sin bin last week. But this game, yeah, 62, you'll take it. No real attack for Ero. Oh no, did he? Fuck. No, he scored the try last week. I keep thinking about the Warriors game. But solid. Kale Ero, also a mainstay for the bulk of the season. Ruben Garrick, 32 points. Not great. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. And then Jacob Kiraz as well, 25 points. I mean, the Cowboys decimated them. Just, yeah, didn't see any footy. It is what it is. That's fine. Paul Alamotti, the big trade in, you know, I was tossing and turning, but honestly, like, it ended up being like a pretty easy decision for me, because Panthers, they had a full strength team. Dane Laurie didn't get into the side, which I still can't believe. I can't believe they didn't rest any of them. So the Dane Laurie trade-in ended up being a bit of a disaster. It could have been one of the greatest trade-ins of all time, if I'm being honest, but it turned out to be a bit of a fucking disaster, if I'm honest. We got a couple of good scores, but yeah, it didn't quite eventuate like I was hoping for. But the fact I had no Panthers like attacking options against the Titans in the final round, like the Alamotti trade was just like, it was too good to pass up. Like, it was too good to pass up. I was like, we'll take the punt. We'll take the punt on Alamotti. Unfortunately, I mean, the Titans played pretty good footy. Panthers, just their attack just wasn't quite clicking. Like, they just didn't look that good in attack. And they also just didn't go left really at all. Like, Brian Toto found a bit more footy. Yeah, just not the game to target, unfortunately, but 44 points is not a complete disaster, but definitely not what you're looking for with your final trade for an upside player. But yeah, a lot of the guys I was looking at, like Lomax, who like I still thought was probably the smart option, but I didn't have him all year. I was like, we'll just take the puns. I don't know what he finished on. He usually updates a bit. I think he's on like 50 odd. So I was like, okay, we got a chance here to like get a bit up on the Lomax sort of anti-pod option. Not going Lomax, but yeah, didn't quite eventuate. We still lost points. We ended up obviously having to play Greg Marju just because Dane Laurie didn't play. So I was happy enough to play Marju. He didn't get any attack, but he did score 56. Pretty much all in base, which is good. I mean, I'll take it. 56 points. I would have loved a try or two, and to really, just give us something to finish the season. But no, we'll take the 56. And then our fullbacks were good. I mean, Ponga, who we obviously brought in for Tommy, 106. Tedesco, 140. I mean, I took the punt on going Ponga as captain instead of Tedesco. I'm still happy. Like, well, obviously I'm not happy. I lost out on points not going Tedesco. But yeah, I felt good in the decision to go Ponga. He looked really good, but Tedesco just was in everything. Like, he was just in absolutely everything. So yeah, lost a few points there, but it was still the trade to do. So unfortunately, that was the thing. Like, just the high scores that we got, just like they were very heavily owned players. Like Tedesco, Holmes, Galvin, probably the back row, like Nikora, all these guys, Cryan, Olaquatu, Katoa, all heavily owned. So yeah, just not the week, unfortunately. But let's have a look actually at some of the scores. So who did people trade? So, oh god, people actually did. Fuck, everyone was trading in Hughes. That's crazy. I can't believe more people didn't go like Hines instead of Hughes. I mean, I could. That was right. The fucking Storm game. The one thing I couldn't quite believe was that out of all the players to get a rest, it was fucking Xavier Coates, man. Like, I mean, granted, Coates was off for a long time with an injury, so it made sense that he would get a rest, but I couldn't believe, like, Grant, Munster, or Hughes, none of them got a rest. I was like, come on, please, take some of them off, man. I can't deal with more points, but yeah, Hughes, fucking, a lot of people traded in, and a lot of people already owned, scored 187, man. 187! Oh, boy, oh, boy. And also, the fact that he got that try, even he was like, I didn't score it. Now, I don't know. I mean, on the replay, it sort of looked like he did score it, but fuck, man, he said he didn't score. I was like, come on. Joey Tarpany, a lot of people traded in, scored 50, so that's a bit of a dagger. Zayo, people went to Zayo, 66. I feel like that's a bit of a strange one because, like, Zayo was, like, really, really good this year, but surely, like, out of forwards, like, he was going to get a bit of a spell. Terrell May, yeah, and then Fisher. I can't believe so many people were trading in, like, fucking front row forwards. That's strange to me. And, like, Fisher Harris, I mean, yeah, he scored 2 tries, like, the last 2 weeks, but he wasn't going to do it again, surely. I mean, it's not, like, a lot of people, but it was a decent amount, I guess. But let's have a look at some of the standings. Who obviously scored well. And who were the players I was looking at? So, yeah, Jerome Hughes, fucking Will Warbrick. Out of all the centre wingers, man, it was Will Warbrick. 171. Wowee. I mean, the fact that he had a 53 average sort of shows that he was pretty, not great this year with a 171, but boy, oh boy, that's quite the score. James Tedesco, Brendan Nickera, Jacob Little going 120. Oh, far out, dude. I mean, still very pottish, but yeah, just really solid. I mean, how did he actually go? Average 65, which is really good, but, and I mean, I guess 65 average, he had quite a few games under 80, had a couple of low scores, but when he got 80, he had a couple early, but then from, round 12, or round 10, 45, 102, 52, 69, 63, 90, 70, 75, 72, 60, 65, 93, 73, 120. Boy, oh boy. And he only played 68 minutes, so thank God he didn't play the full game in that one. But, people that jumped on Little, early on, just loving it. Loving life right there. That's what you want in your plays, to hit the curve and go fucking upwards, not downwards. Junior Ponga, 114. Hilm Lukey, 107. This could have been 207. My God. He gave Crichton an absolute fucking bath, but he bombed so many fucking tries, dude. Oh my God. The amount of, I don't know, he had 4 or 5 line breaks, just clean breaks, and he fucking freaked out. He just couldn't find the right option. He could not find the right option in support. But, 107 could have been so much more for Hilm Lukey. He's going to be... Oh, my God. Do we do it again? So, next year, he's going to be, similar price, around that 500k. Oh, I don't know. He's just... Fuck, I don't think I can go Hilm Lukey ever again, right? Just because he's just too injury prone. I just can't... I don't know. I mean, I guess when they mature, you hope that they just, their physiques just get more accustomed to it. But he's just too injury prone at the moment. I don't know if I could go near him again to start the season. That's what crueled us at the start of this year. Just couple of injuries, couple of suspensions early on. We had to make trades in positions I didn't want to, and we just got on the back foot instantly. So, Kalen Ponga, 106. Drinkwater, killed it. Hudson Young. Brycey Boy, 102. I still feel pretty good. When I got Bryce Cartwright in, he went really well for me. I think I traded him out at a pretty good time. He's had some okay scores after that, but I think I did a pretty good job with Cartwright, actually. I think I got in and out at a pretty good time. Felt Grand with a ton. Brennan Hands getting a fucking ton. That pisses me off because I'm sure there were a lot of people that had to... Well, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how many people actually played Hands, because most of the dummy halves were playing this week, like Coruscant, Grant, Robson, all the main guys were playing. So there could have been a few people with a ton on their bench, which would have made me happy. Dylan Edwards, Tan, Meaney. So Meaney was also a guy I was interested in, but didn't end up going. 94 points. Ronnie, Panasini, Jaden Sewer, pretty good all year. Under the radar, Jaden Sewer for sure. Average 67. Very, very solid as a back row option. But one of those guys has slipped. Regan Campbell-Gillard. Who else? Micah so Sevo, I was obviously keen on Sevo, but the fact he fucking scored 2 tries. He had 3 line breaks and 2 tries, and he scored 88 points. Obviously, 88 points is very good. Don't get me wrong, but if you're getting 3 line breaks and both tries with a line break, if you score 2 tries and they're off kicks, then sure, getting 70, 80 points is you'll be man, it could have been better. But having both tries be line breaks and then having another clean line break in the game and only scoring 88 points, I don't know. It's one of those ones you're happy, but you're also how do you not score more than that? I don't know. He's such an interesting player, Sivo. Like, he just, I don't know how he isn't like a mainstay in like Supercoach teams. I guess like in and out of the side for form reasons doesn't help, but just the fact his base is just so shit for for the size of him. How does he not take more carries? I mean, we've said it 100 times, but it's still very strange to me that no one like rips into him and is like, please take some more fucking carries out of your own end. Adam Elliott, Timoko. So Brian Toto scored an 84. Herbie Farmworth 82. Fucking Campbell against the Panthers. He got that. I mean, it was a beautiful try. I mean, I talked about Valentine Holmes moves better than anybody. Jaden Campbell, he's a close second. He is quite the mover. Just turn them inside out, burn Dylan Edwards. You'll love to see that. And scored a beauty. Trey Fuller looked really good, like he does. Anyone else of note? Tolotau Kula, playing fullback. Would you believe it? Scored about 80 points. He's an absolute freak at fullback. Absolute freak. I gotta be honest. I think a team should like not throw the bank at him, but surely like a team could like get him for like pretty good value to play fullback, because he's not a permanent fullback. So I feel like he would take like. He wouldn't be on huge money to go to another club and play fullback. Like, surely he'd want to do that. And I think he could really, really shine as a permanent fullback. I guess the injury concerns are a worry. The fact that he does get injured a lot, playing those sort of being way more involved. But I guess just with more game time, you'd hope that would sort itself out. But man, he's such a freak. He's so good. It feels like at centre, like he's just a bit of a non-issue sort of. I don't know. He does have good moments at centre, but he just turns into a different player when he actually gets to roam around. Who else have we got? So Hamiso, Braden Trindle. So yeah, Saw Fatalongo 73. Oh, that's a killer, man. That's a killer. Maxi Plath, another 70 points, probably all in base, played the full 80, looked great. Corey Horsburgh, I saw recently that fucking he's going to stay at the Raiders, man. God, as a Broncos fan, I was like, please bring Corey to the Broncos, man. Oh, I was so hyped for that, bro. I was so excited for that. But turns out it looks like he is staying at Canberra, which I was like, fuck. Oh, man. It would have been a great pickup. For a lot of clubs, honestly. Who else have we got? Damien Cook, 65. You'll take that. Lindsay Smith. So Lindsay Smith. So when I do. That's right. I'll do another video going through position on position and sort of talking about my sort of tips of the year and stuff like that. I also want to talk. I'll have a quick little squeeze of like players to keep an eye on for next year. Lindsay Smith is a guy that I'm like, he's going to be at a slightly annoying price, like over 500k next year. It's going to be on the borderline, but fuck, he is a good player. And the fact that obviously Fisher Harris is going, there is a front row spot opening up, and I feel like Lindsay Smith is going to get the job. I think you could do a lot worse. Like, I think he could be what do you average? Tick over 50 this year. I think he can definitely average like 60 next year. Obviously, this is a long way away. Maybe he doesn't get the front row spot next year, but we'll see. I think he's definitely got to potentially spend a little bit up on for the potential, but we'll see. On debut, looked really, really good. Fuck, he's a bit of a freak, this guy, for sure. Took that absolute screamer. He was good under the high ball, which is, yeah. And he took some tough carries. So props to him. I'm not. I'm avoiding saying the name. I did see how it's pronounced, but I forgot, so I'm not even gonna try. Oh god, I wasn't really expecting to go down to his name. Cody Walker with a 60. So, Munster only got 58. Like, I knew there was always going to be one of the Melbourne players that didn't quite do the job. I was really fucking hoping it was going to be Jerome Hughes or Harry Grant, but no, of course, a heavily owned Hughes and Grant killed it, and Munster decided to have a back seat in this one. Who else have we got of note? Dylan Lucas. I was sort of interested in bringing in Dylan Lucas, but yeah, not... Just with the lack of upside, I guess I wasn't. Connor Watson, like I said, I mean, Connor Watson is one that's a pain as well. Like, he was killing it, and then a head knock, he got a rest, and then just didn't quite get back to the form before, like, Origins. So that's, 5-round average, 48, 3-round average of 39. That's rough. Yeah, Zach Lomax, 52 points, man. It was a good chance to, like, get some points back on Lomax, but not the case. Not the case with Paul Alamotti. Keon Kalamatangi, 51. Joey Tarpany. Nico Hines with a 50. So this is the thing, dude. Supercoach is, like, it's such a fickle game, man. Like, last week, if I stuck to my guns, right, and I bought in Hines like I said I was going to do, I would have played Dylan Brown and I would have got his 160. But I would have brought in Hines and he had a bit of a, he scored like 50, he scored like 40 last week and then he scored 50 this week. So I would have been very disappointed, and like the decision not to bring in Hines was the right decision, but the snowball effect was the fact that I didn't play fucking Dylan Brown last week and it cost me like well over 100 points. So it's such a, oh man, Supercoach is just such a, like a little like one little decision can change like so many different aspects. And it was the right but also very wrong decision not to go Hines. That's what it comes down to. So yeah, unfortunately, but I don't know, at the end of the day, like if we bought in Hines last week, we definitely would have played him this week over, I don't know, we would have played him over somebody else. I mean, no one else really killed it. We probably would have played him over like Marju. So, it would have been same old, I guess, so it would have been fine. Cherry Evans, a very popular pickup as well. Didn't quite go bang, 50 points. Dane Gagai, a bit of a pod, 49 points. Taruva was also an option in that Panthers backline. It was any of those guys who was just sort of, I mean, no one really went well. Like, Dylan Edwards went well. To'o, he went 80 odd, which is good, but no one went massive, I guess, which you were hoping for against the Titans. Appy Coruscant, 47. Copped another sin bin, which, I mean, oh my god, dude, the Coruscant. Oh, there's been some highs and lows for Appy Coruscant this year. I can't. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Joey Manu, 46. Like, he was very popular when he came back in, but just didn't quite hit the highs. Anyone else of note? Reed Marnie, 44. Blake Brayley, 42. Decently owned guy. I was just thinking like Spencer. Average of 40. So he's gonna be similar price. I don't know. Oh, I probably can't start with him next year. Starting with him this year really fucked me. But I still think he would have been like a pretty decent like 40-point average guy to like for his price. But yeah, copping that suspension early on was a bit of a kick. Jerome Luai with a 39. Oof, that's a rough one. If you went like a fucking Luai over like a Jerome Hughes, oh boy, that would hurt. Marshall King, okay, so he averaged 56. He'll be at an okay price next year. Probably still, maybe, I don't know. It'd be pretty affordable if you wanted to go like him. Because he's obviously, Marshall King is good because no Origin, which is big for dummy halves, because most of the good dummy halves obviously play Origin. Well, two of them. Just the injury concern is the big thing with Marshall King, I guess, the longevity. Jermaine Asako, 37 points. Not great. Yeah, that probably wraps up the mainstays. The usual suspects. Bradman Best, who I was slightly interested in, 31 points. Just didn't, was not very. It just wasn't. I felt like, the Knights and the Dolphins game, it was, they were both playing within themselves. They both looked nervous, I would say. You know, it was a game to get into the top 8. You could understand it. I was hoping for a bit of free-flowing footy, but I think they were both, like, they wanted to defend their asses off, and but, not quite the attacking onslaught. I mean, Ponga still went well, but it is what it is. And we'll have a look. The winner, Bryce's boys, absolutely killed it, man. Like, honestly flogged them. It wasn't even really close. Old Dave's Angels from the... I can't believe... I'm not gonna lie. I used to listen to the pod occasionally, like the Nrl Supercoach pod, and he was I don't know. He works obviously at the Telegraph, and he's on the pod occasionally. I'm not gonna lie. There's previous seasons when he's been on, and he's sort of given like his Supercoach team and like his takes, and I gotta be honest, like, some of his takes were like, what the fuck is he talking about? But, I mean, he knows more than me, bro. He came second. He moved up 11 spots with a 1,600. Whew. That's a big boost to get into second spot. It's got to be bittersweet, though, to get, like, such a huge score, jumping that many points, and getting second. Like, I don't know. It would be good, but getting second's got to be, like, very bittersweet, for sure. But yeah, Bryce's boys, he's been leading it for like ages. I don't know how long it's been, but he's been killing it. So yeah, very, very solid. Very solid. It's funny though, because I remember I saw on Twitter his team, and I was like, it's a good team, don't get me wrong, but like, it's nothing like crazy, I guess. It's just one of those things where he obviously started really well. He nailed his captains, and he was able to get in the guns like earlier than other people. Like, he's got Grant and Brayley, good, you know, whatever. Like, Grant, bit of a stinker all year, but he came good at the end. Brayley, a bit of a stinker as well. When you needed to play him, he wasn't very good. Did he actually play fucking Brayley in his final team? Really? Did he actually? Is this the updated? It must be, actually. So he didn't. No fucking way. What? What are you talking about? What is this? I mean, I guess it's fair enough. That seems insane to me. So, okay. So, yeah, dummy half's fine. The front row's pretty damn solid. He's got Tarpany, Cotter, and Fanua Blake. So that's a really good three-prong attack. Like, Tarpany, Fanua Blake were definitely his mainstays. And then Cotter, since he's been back from Origin, he's been pretty rock solid. And obviously, he still had two very good front rowers when Fanua Blake was on the bye. They didn't quite do the job. Like, 50 points, not quite what you want from two pretty gun front rowers, but still did some good damage throughout the season. The back row is pretty stock standard. The only big one here is Isaiah Yeo, who, I mean, he averaged 74, which is really, really good. I'm assuming he's had Yeo for quite a while because, I mean, that's definitely one guy to make up some points. But yeah, Crichton, Katoa, Fafita, Olakwatu. Very, very standard back row, I would say. And then he's got a Cheapy and Matamua. He had Sammy Walker, and of course he had fucking Jerome Hughes. And he had the vice captain on him. Dylan Brown and Jaden Campbell. I mean, I get not playing Campbell against the Panthers. That's fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm wondering if I had to choose between Campbell and Brayley. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, I guess the safe option's Brayley, but fuck, he's shown he can go like 20. So, yeah, I guess he had such a big lead. I guess he was just trying to play it safe with like a 40 point from Brayley. But I don't know. I feel like Yeah, bit of an interesting one. I mean, here I am fucking critiquing the top guy who absolutely killed it, but I don't know, it's interesting. The centre wing was pretty duddish for him as well. So, I mean, again, he had like a fucking usual suspect. He had Holmes, Garrett, Kiraz, Dom Young, Maju, Tungo, Jake Tungo, and then he had, obviously, Tedesco, Ponga as fullbacks. He might have had a trade left. He might have had Ponga and Tedesco, or he might have traded Turbo. I'm not too sure. The interesting one for me is that he played Brayley over Isaac Tunga. Maybe he had to do that to loop. I'm trying to think if he... Oh, no, okay, so I think... No, I'm trying to think. Did he have to make the choice there out of Maju and Tungo to drop? No, because he... No, I think he could have played Tungo and Maju. I'm pretty sure, unless I'm screwing that up. I feel like he could have played both. Obviously, it worked out for him. He made 20 points on it, but how the fuck... if he actually could have played Tungo, why on earth would you not play Isaac Tungo against the Titans over Brayley? What? Oh, come on, man. I mean, that's one of, like, again, it's a little thing. It's a little thing. And he benefited from it, but that's the thing I'm talking about Supercoach. Like, it's very luck-based. Like, picking fucking Brayley over Tungo. I mean, Tungo's been pretty dog shit, but against the Titans, like, surely you'd play Tungo. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's he picked the right player, but it's interesting. But yeah, I mean, he's just got a very rock solid team, and he obviously made some great decisions early on to get to the point where he had a great team early on, earlier than other people, and nailed the captaincies. I mean, that's the biggest thing as well. He obviously nailed the captaincies and didn't like have any duds, I would say, because yeah, he was pretty rock solid all year. So congrats to him. It's honestly, it feels good as well, like having a guy that let it for so long actually win it, because I don't know, it always feels a bit bad when someone's been like at the top for a while and then they just they get a bit of bad luck at the back end and then someone sneaks past them. I mean, that's the game, and it is what it is, but I don't know, it feels good that he led for so long and he didn't get sort of screwed over with a bit of bad luck. But you know, it is what it is. That's how she goes. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the final review. Like I said, I'll do one more video. I'll go through position on position. I'll give my little thoughts about them, what I think I should do better, what I think I did well, and then also we'll go through some players I think could be interesting next year. Obviously, that's a long way off, but just to flesh out the video a bit longer if it's pretty short. But other than that, hopefully guys enjoy the content. It was an up and down year, more downs than ups, but it was still fun. It's still always fun to play Supercoach. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.